fading, I'm feeling seasick. Thought we were moonbound, now we sink quick. I was surfing on that green tide, vibing in a dream life. Now I'm watching every candle looking like a fist fight. Portfolio looking like a crime scene. Dollar signs falling out my eyes like a sad dream. Sipping caffeine, scrolling through the wreckage. Bed claws out and they tearing through my leverage. Riding on the waves in a market full of pain. Trying to stay afloat, but it's pouring red rain. Everybody panic, but I'm numb to the sting. Still I hear the charts whisper, boy, you better swim. I'm a wave rider in a Red Sea. Market crashing, but it won't drown me. Every dividend like it hates me, but I still slide through it, moving kinda daisy. I'm a wave rider, caught in the low tide. Watching all the dreams get eaten by the downside. Yeah, it hurts deep, but I don't say a thing. I just serve the pain and wait for the next spring. Notifications hitting like heartbreak texts. Charts going lower than my self-respect. Crypto, Twitter saying it's the end, bro. I just shrug, man, it's always been a death show. Yeah, my bag's heavy, but my hopes light. Sleepless nights just trying to get the vibe right. Breathing in the losses, exhaling all the fear. Bears in the doorway, whispering in my ear. Boy, you should've saw when they told you. Yeah, I know, man, I sight's a cold. Riding on the waves in a market full of pain. Trying to stay afloat, but it's pouring red rain. Everybody panic, but I'm numb to the sting. Still I hear the charts whisper, boy, you better swim. I'm a wave rider in a Red Sea. Market
Why? We doing this again? Throw the whole computer out the window. I'm over it. Guess I'm gonna have to go back and change some settings. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for being here. Stream acting like the Bitcoin price right now. Pretty crappy. But at the same time, it's doing exactly as predicted. So, we should not have been shocked or surprised. We should have been prepared for any and all outcomes. And if you've been watching the channel, we were prepared. We've been prepared for this move. We've been talking about it for quite some time. And it is finally playing out. We still have not swept the low, but it's trying. Five-way structure still intact. Elliott wave theory, if it takes a low, wins again. And there we go. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for being here. Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. I do greatly appreciate you all for being here. It is Friday, January 29th, 2026 at 9:04 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A bloody day in the markets. Not really sure what caused it other than some Microsoft news. Apparently, Microsoft is not doing well in AI, or they are quickly running out of their cash reserves. They've been burning through cash. We've talked about that as well, how these AI data centers and these AI companies are just burning through cash, and it's not good. It's not good. So, and people have been able to see a little bit under the hood now for Microsoft, and probably one of the most, if not the most valuable tech companies in the world, or at least definitely one of the most, isn't doing as well as people thought. That tends to spook markets. Now, why did gold and silver tank? Honestly, not sure. But I believe they have been recovering. I have not looked at the charts since I got home from work, so other than Bitcoin. That's all. That's the only chart that I've looked at since I've been home. So yeah. But how is everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Are you talking in the chat? Because if you are, I can't see it. I mean, I can see a few messages. But I don't know. All right. Good evening, Alexandra G, my boss, my queen, my God. Thank you for being here, and thank you for pinning that Discord link in the chat. Make sure you join the free Discord. Link is pinned in the chat, and if you're watching the playback, it is in the description. What's going on, Shep? How you doing? Good evening, and good evening, Jake Dorton. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get back to the charts. So Microsoft not looking as good as sliced bread. Want to see if there's any news on that. Oh, they changed this up a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Fancy, huh? News flow. My computer's, it's cooked, man. I don't know why either. Probably because it's just old. Let's see. Japan's Nikkei falls on tech sell-off, set for second weekly drop. GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen plans a major acquisition, likely in consumer or retail. U.S. 10-year yield rises on Warsh bets. So there's thinking Warsh is going to become the new Fed chair, it appears. I really want to see, is there any Microsoft. Stock posts worst day in 6 years. Drags broader market. All right, let's see. Good evening, all set. How you doing, fam? Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good day. I did. Pretty good day. Yeah, went to work. Slipping and sliding around because for those of you that have never experienced an ice storm before, once things start to melt, if the days are freezing, or if the night, or if there's any kind of freezing, after things start to melt, things get slicker even more than they were before. So did a lot of slipping and sliding around on my way to work, to and from work today. So that was fun. More so on the way to work because it was right after, sun up. And actually the sun wasn't even really out yet. But when I was driving home, it was just puddles of water everywhere. And I was just like, tomorrow's going to be even more treacherous because that's just going to freeze over. And it's just, yeah, basically. Did I take a picture? I feel like I did. Someone join the Discord? Hello, T Jacobs. There's my library. Yeah, you should be able to see that. Let me see that. See the road? It's just ice. Right there. Right, the two ruts. There we go. Right there. Yeah. That's what it's going to turn into. It's just pure ice. Because everything is melting and it's falling in between the ruts and it's just going to freeze. So that'll be fun in the morning. Investors return unimpressed with Microsoft Azure's performance. At least 15 analysts lowered their price targets on Microsoft, although they still overwhelmingly recommend buying the shares. Investors would benchmark the cloud performance of Amazon and Alphabet, which report next week, against Azure's. So we have to see how we're going to see how Amazon and Alphabet, aka Google, are doing next week with their AI ventures. And that's the thing, man. Once you hit that adoption curve, or once the curve plateaus, you got the big ramp up, hundreds of millions of users, and then you just kind of plateau. But you still have to continue to grow the AI. You got to continue to improve upon the AI. You have to build more data centers. And it's, I don't know if we're at the peak yet, but I do know or think that we're probably pretty close. The peak of the AI boom, that is. It'll be just like the internet/.com boom. You go, everything, you pour money into anything and everything that has to do with .coms or AI in this instance. And then everything eventually, once things really hit, or once reality hits, or a valuation becomes proper, everything will tank, but the strong ones will survive. What's going on, lasers? Pew, pew, pew. Thank you for being here. Good evening, good evening. D-Magini. I still haven't figured out how to say your name. How you doing? Coming up in New Hampshire, our streets had ice ruts all winter long. You wanted to keep tires in them? Yeah. And the good thing is, like, even though I'm like slipping and sliding, the ruts kind of keep you in place. But there were points when each side would narrow, like on a 2-lane road. You're going one way, you got cars coming from the other direction. There was one part on this one road that I was driving down where everything just kind of got a little bit too tight. And I'm sitting there coming up on the bank of the snow, sliding down, back end coming out a little bit as cars are coming by. And I'm just like, stop puckering up my butthole, please. Jesus. Overcome, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. Sincere, evening, bruh. Evening, Sincere. Thank you for being here. Someone last night was asking about gold. I can't remember who. They were asking, does that look like a bull flag? And I was like, They asked, you think it's going down? And I said, not macro, but I do think it'll go down like sweep those lows we were talking about. But no, it went down. It went down. It had a nasty drop. Between this drop and silver's drop at the same time, the gold and silver markets combined lost $5.9 trillion in like 90 minutes or something. Like lost 5.9 trillion in market capitalization in like 90 minutes, which is freaking insane. But yeah, so I was thinking that maybe this was just a bull flag breakout and then back test of that breakout, which then gets typically or oftentimes gets a continuation. But it's rolling over too. How much gold is in the AI stuff? I know there's a lot of silver, so that makes sense for why that's been pumping. I know copper as well. Is there a lot of gold used in AI hardware? Somewhere in the data centers? Like, I'm not real sure. I'm just trying to figure out why gold's tanked. I mean, silver tanked too, so. But again, that's AI, right? Because they use a lot of silver. And if they're like, well, they're burning through cash, they're probably about to stop spending so much money on buying chips and all this stuff, and we're just going to run on the same chips for a little while, well, then we don't need so much silver. It also could be the chips are too expensive, or continuing to buy them, whatever it is, and make them and produce them. Because silver has been going up in price so much, maybe it got to a point where these AI businesses, or these chip makers at least, are like, yeah, maybe silver is getting a little bit expensive. Therefore, our costs are going up. But the people that are buying our chips are already spending a lot of money. They're actually burning money. And so, therefore, if we continue to produce chips, who's going to buy them? And that's how you get the whole cascade effect with AI and the markets in general. And then crypto goes to the moon. You would think, right? You would hope. You would hope. But unfortunately, crypto is tied to liquidity just as much as everything else. And when that liquidity dries up, this happens. This is what happens. What's going on, Loco? How you doing? Oh, we got Harp in the house. What's going on, Harp? Thank you for being here. Johnny Decembro. Yo, how's it going? How's it going? We got 2Dub in the house. What's going on? Wick's wife. How you doing? Thank you for being here. All the beautiful people. Absolutely love you all. Just a bunch of legends in the house. Hope you're doing well. And yeah. Hey, I see we got a little. I see we got some unusual folks in the chat tonight. I see right there that I see someone with a pretty mouth. That name is Crypto Billy. What's going on, Billy? How you doing, boy? What's going on, Crypto Billy? What's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and the fam are doing well. And hope you didn't get hit by the ice storm. Too bad. I'm not sure if you did or not, but if at all, I guess we'll see. All right, so is this just a 1-2-1-2 for silver? Yeah, 1-2-1-2. That typically leads to expansion. It's this little thing right here that's kind of got me a little, Let's pull a fib on it too. It's also the 15 minutes, so I don't know how much stock we should put into it. Nailed the 786 and rolled over. Absolutely nailed it. Yeah, we got it. Okay. I thought you got a little piece of it. Because this just looks like a 1-2-1-2 consolidation before expansion. So I don't think silver's peaked. I don't even. Gold is a tough one though. Gold is a tough one. It might drop more if it doesn't bounce here again. It needs to bounce off this bull flag. It's kind of more like a bull pennant. But all these built up lows, we talk about it all the time. The good thing about these lows, though, if there is a good thing about them, is no overlap. Like none. You come up, you come down, you go up, you come down, you go up, you come down, you go up, you come down. Like no overlap. Overlap meaning up, down, like you're cutting into the previous range. Whereas this one is you're holding the high, right? You're holding the high. You're holding the high. So those lows tend to be stronger lows because you got the push that broke the high and you held the high. You didn't come back into that previous push. When you come up, and you didn't come back down into the previous push. And yeah, relatively shallow pullbacks, which helps with the whole no overlapping waves. I think it's BC. It's a privacy layer 1 you can build on. BC. Rose is on a tear up. Is it? Now snowstorm. Oh yeah. Are y'all getting a snowstorm? They were talking about that. I keep hearing about it here, but it's not anywhere on our forecast. So I don't know why people are talking about it here. So yeah, honestly, I don't know what gold is going to do here. Maybe a sweep and go. Sweep of this low and go. Go back, run it back up. That way, maybe you get a bull div here on the 1 hour. Don't see any equal lows. This was a nice bounce off of fair value gap. I mean, maybe it wants to come down to this order block. Let's go ahead and take that. Oh, thought I had my magnet on. There we go. Maybe it wants to come down to that. $5,062 doll hairs. Maybe it just wants to sweep this low. We'll see. Not entirely sure. I mean, a 786 rejection can be pretty oofta. But gold didn't do that. Silver did, but gold did not. Interesting. We do have relatively equal highs up here. Let's go into last night real quick. So last night we were talking about this range right here. We were in this range. And what did I say? What did I say? I said as soon as my stream ends, it's going to make the move where it either takes out one side or the other. Now, it did take out the high just barely here. This was immediately after the stream. Pulled back, but then it came back to the high again. But my main thing that I was going over last night was you've got some relatively equal lows down here. It's actually weren't as close as I thought they were. But you also had these relatively equal highs here. And I said if we take out one side, we're more likely than not, they're going to take out the other side. Took out the high in a really weird fashion, but came back for the lows. Then earlier today, I didn't post it before because I didn't see it before the dump. But I did talk about these relatively equal lows. Of course, we came down, broke those. Basically equal lows. And relatively equal, now typically, it's like a double bottom, okay? So that's what relatively equal lows and equal lows are, is they are essentially double bottoms and double tops. That's what they are. But they're very close in price. So if you get a nice wick, but it's got to be a good wick, not this really close wick here, but you get a nice wick and it's a clear sweep of liquidity, then more likely than not, you're going to continue here. But these are relatively equal. Typically you don't take one out and you leave behind and then you come for them again. Typically not how it goes. Typically, if you're going to come for a relatively equal low, it's going to be this one that's lower than this one. Because this is a liquidity grab. And then bounce. But maybe that's something to study, is the size of the wicks. Because I probably, if I was watching it at the time, I probably would have bought maybe on this candle when it bullish engulfed the previous candle. But money flow was in the red. And he did get a bullish divergence. And it would have been a nice little bounce, right? I mean, for something like that, that's just something, my take profit's going to be this high. So bullish engulfing. Enter on the close once it engulfs. And then run it to the high. Now the RR, Martin, is a little much. I want to do at least a 2-to-1. But I'd run it for here, and then I would look for it to come up to the order block that I mapped out last night. And it came right up to that order block. So that would have been a gang chicken wing, except I would have left more on it, gunning for those highs. Because they're relatively equal. And because we have those relatively equal highs, I would not be surprised that gold isn't over and it's going to go up and take those out. But we'll see. We can move to the higher time frames. Okay, bearish divergence here. And not, yeah, it's there. 4 hour. Look at that, just riding the highs there on the 4 hour. And a nice little reset, but money flow is still green for now. True 7 did pop below, but every time it's popped below recently, it's popped right back up, and that showed that the move was strong. So, I mean, gold is still going to keep going, I think. It's just getting a nice little pullback. I think silver is the same. I think they're just getting, these are just consolidations, pullbacks within a consolidation range. So I don't know that they're going to keep going. Now, Microsoft, oh, wow, it opened up dumping? Holy crap. Opened up down 8.5%. And then went down 12.6% from yesterday's close. 12.5%. That's crazy. What's going on? Maybe a Band-Aid. I can't get sick for one day and leave you guys home alone. Shakes head. What's going on, Bandage? You were sick? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're better. Gold to 10K, silver to 300. It's all about the end of the world in 2036. Need gold and silver to build the ship. That's funny. The daily on Rose looks bullish AF. What is Rose? Is it like Oracle or something? Oasis. That's what it was. Oasis. It's hard to keep up with so many coins. I'm actually surprised that I know what I know. Still remember what I remember. Ooh. There's those built up lows. I kind of want to short it. This is what I'm talking about when I say overlapping. Okay. It's not what I like. Those tend to get ran. Tend to. They don't have to. It's kind of getting a little bit of a curvature to it. That's a nice wick. All of this, and this is the 4 hour. That was nice. There's a few ways to read this one. Could be bull flagging. I don't know that I like that. Daily? You said daily looks bullish? I see so many lows. So many equal lows down here. All these lows. They just look super juicy. But money flow is green. True 7 is above the 0 line. Momentum is above the 0 line, but the ribbon is flipping. Bearish. I don't see a bear div on the daily. Nope. I wonder if it'll get one more push. I mean, it's coming into this daily order block. That's what's rejecting so far. Let's go back down to the 4. I mean, I can see why people see it kind of bullish, but I just... Four-hour oscillators look good too for now, right now. Let's go to the hourly. See if our... Okay, on the hourly, you can definitely see that money flow kind of just treading water. I don't know. These are just weird lows, and it's not impulsive price action. It's very corrective. A lot of overlap, a lot of sloppiness. That doesn't mean it can't break out and go crazy, but I'd be careful. I'd definitely be careful of a potential sweep of these highs. I went over it earlier this week, and it played out to the T, and that's just all these overlapping waves. That's just engineered liquidity. So you can sweep. There is still no reason to be super bullish. Short term. Maybe even midterm. Definitely midterm. Nothing says super bullish right now. It just doesn't, other than not in crypto. There might be a few things, but is XMR still looking good? Nope. Huh. It was trying. It actually looks absolutely abysmal. Let's go to the daily. I need... KuCoin can't be the one that's has the longest history on it. Oh, that looks like it's gonna... That weekly. Yeah, he got nice weekly bull divs on here. I think I want to take an XMR short. That's nasty. That's a confirmed weekly bearish divergence. And I bet the monthly, maybe not so much. Can I find one that's cracking? I need more history. Let's go to the monthly because I'm curious. Ooh. Relatively equal lows. Sweep of the relatively equal highs. Juicy, juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. What is that? 79.59%. You got just barely. You do have a bear div on the oscillator, on the chart prime oscillator, on the monthly chart. which means that still has time to actually play out. This has got to get back above these highs. But that wick is nasty. Even though that weekly wick right there is nasty. Did I miss T.I. Joe? I'm sorry, Joe, if you're still here. I completely forgot to say hello. I saw you in there, then I squirreled. Hey, let's check on Solana and BTC. Which level are you entering to the trades? Nathan Joseph. I love you. LBC moves right past that. What's that? I put in AI and it's been chirping all kinds of stuff. LBC moves right past that. What do I move right past? I don't understand. I love cheaper XMR for real, for real. Sure, we all would. Yeah, look at this, man. This is I don't. Nope. Nope. Look, this is the weekly. The weekly is just. I mean, it was red during this whole run up. So, 100 money flow, 3-day. Daily. I'm 10 seconds away from entering a XMR short. This is just. It looks almost too good. Gotta be careful. Equal lows. Equal lows here. Equal lows here. Equal lows here. Oh, there's. Oh, it's cooked, fam. Maybe. I mean, this is very waterfall-esque. And then it's just going to rip on a retrace and then roll over. That's what's going to happen. We'll see. Don't short the lows. That's all I got to say. Wait for a pullback. If there isn't one, freaking oh well. Bitcoin still hasn't swept the low. Okay. Trying to hold up in here. Let's take a look. I'll leave him behind some relatively equal lows here on the 15-minute. Reject this fair value gap maybe, or maybe come back up to here. 83,292. Let's go to our volume footprints and let's see what the inside of these candles are saying. Delta minus 2,000, minus 38, minus 400. Okay, so we're definitely seeing some absorption here. Okay, because you're getting way more negative delta, meaning more sellers than buyers, but the buyers are overwhelming the sellers. You can tell because if you're getting more of the sellers, but price is holding and even starting to push up, I mean, you just start looking at these deltas and they're all positive. So we're seeing some absorption of the sell orders. Doesn't mean the low is in or anything like that, but it does mean could be getting there, could be getting close. Do have some stacks here, some imbalances. The price will probably want to get back up to 83,000. 83,162 to 83,489. And that's right back at that wick that I was just showing. So there you go. Do we have any confluence with fibs? Golden pocket. There you go. Let's short 83,288. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Make sure you make sure the trade is good for you as well. But on the 15-minute, we have bearish AF money flow. True 7's below the zero line. Momentum's below the zero line. RSI's showing weakness. I mean, it is at the lows, but that anything below the 50 means weak. Period. Period. Little bit of a bullish divergence, but that could just be part of the little bit of a retrace before continuation. And I don't like this low. I don't like that. I don't like that low. It's not one candle down and then this candle pushes up. Doesn't have to go up that high, but I'd like to see consecutive upwards candles taking out highs, stuff like that, instead of this little rinkety bounce. I like big bounces, and I cannot lie. David Gelpin in the house. What's going on, bro? How you doing? Thank you for being here. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's a break. Fair value gap, and look what's right in the middle of the fair value gap. Golden pocket. Nice breaker block as well. Yeah, I feel like this is going to come up here and then reject and come down. That's what I'm thinking. And we'll see. Let's back up because I want it to take out this low, and I think it's going to. ETH. Now remember on this, on Bitcoin, if you do the measured move on the bear flag, which there's a few different ways to do measured moves, but we're just gonna take the last push down, last high to low before the range, before the bear flag, and we'll just go from that breakout, and that comes down to, I believe, 67,000 and some change. 67,940. Thought it was lower, but that's okay. 67 to 69, somewhere in there. That's the measured move of this bear flag. Boom. And there you go. But I'd like to see a sweep and a bounce. Sweep and a bounce. Sweep and a bounce. Now, what I would prefer us not to do, even though this could turn into a expanded flat correction, which is come up, come down, break the high, break the low, and then get a continuation. The problem with that is this low is a significant low. 74K is a super significant low. So the problem with expanded flats is that you are breaking high time frame, in this instance, high time frame market structure. And once you do that, then other things get put on the table. So this is still bullish until that low gets broken. Then it's basically 50-50 from there. You can watch how price does afterwards as far as on the lower time frames. Look for impulsive market structure. You want to see impulsive and not corrective. If it is still corrective, which you could tell even on a big push, people often confuse big pushes with impulses. But if you get a big push and a pullback and another push and then another pullback, and these waves, first wave and second wave or third wave, are equal or similar in length, Be careful, because this could have just been an ABC correction. It's part of a larger ABC correction, aka dead cat bounce. So we got to be careful with that. So I would prefer a running flat, which is where you hold the low, the lows get front run, and then you bounce. That's what I would prefer. I would prefer to not take out this low. It can still be an expanded flat. It can take out that low, and it can continue higher. It just makes it a lot more difficult to really think or have a good idea on which way, if price is going to continue to the upside or not once it breaks that low, because it's a significant high time frame market structure low. Just zooming out. So when I'm looking at this whole bull run, I'm coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down, higher highs, higher lows. So that's why this is a very significant swing level. The good news is I've seen it several times. Bull flag, breakout, back test, or consolidate on top of it, and then you go. Could it be? Maybe. Who knows? We'll figure it out very, very soon. I feel like we'll figure it out. I say very, very, but we'll figure it out relatively soon. I think. I hope. So I wanted to show you that because I shared this on Twitter, aka X, or whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. I grew up with Twitter, basically. So I say I grew up with, but I was 18 when Twitter first came out. Maybe even older. No, I had to be in my early 20s, I think. Maybe. I don't know. When did Twitter come out? I remember us MySpace people made fun of people on Twitter like, you're just posting on Twitter about you made eggs for breakfast? That's cool, bro. As if we weren't just doing some stupid stuff on MySpace too. And then Facebook come around, I was like, what is this, for nerds? Friggin' nerdy Facebook? What is this? Which account? Sorry, I'm trying to log in to my Twitter because apparently user code generator app. Did I use that for this? Did I use Authenticator for my Twitter? Oh, yeah, I did. Interesting. Thought I'll only use it for crypto stuff. I've got so many exchanges and wallets on there. Don't ever hack into my stuff. You will find literally nothing. Light mode. Ooh. Why so bright? Can we turn that down? Dark mode, please. Why you gotta make it so difficult to find? Thank you. All right. Let's go over here. I don't think anybody has said anything on my post yet, so I'll just go to it. Follow me at Lunar Beaches. But I shared Blockchain Backers posts because he gave his little cute little like he does. Twitter saw me in the gym looking gay and retarded. What's going on, B Team Crypto? How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Jay Aura, the Jay Rizzler in the house. What's going on, my ninja, my ninja? Hope you're doing well, my bro. Thank you for being here. Let's short to 76K. I was thinking 67. Are you going to load it all? Hello? Take your time. Or how about not? Thank you. All right. So he's pointing to this because it's kind of similar. It's pretty similar to last cycle's two peaks, double peaks, right? So this is last cycle. And you see you got the first peak and the second peak. Then you create the bear flag. Then you break down. This is... Yeah, he doesn't have the colors on here. Update your ish, man. Black. Okay, so black is the 100 moving average on the weekly. And you see it breaking down there. And it broke down here, and then we went and we crumbled, right? Now, the biggest difference, maybe, I thought I saw it, could see it earlier, but now I'm not so sure. But I'm pretty sure this low got taken out during the May crash. Then you had the big run up, which I still think was an extended dead cat bounce. I think it just got over. I don't think in a normal market that didn't have trillions of dollars printed out of thin air, that this wouldn't have bounced near as high. But we did have that. So you got the overextended dead cat bounce. ABC correction. This took out this level. Significant market structure was broken. We don't have that here yet. So that is the key difference between those two, in my opinion. Now, if you go to a futures market, such as this one, let's see. Did that low get taken out? Just freaking barely. But that's all it takes. That is all that it takes. You have now broken market structure. I don't know if you can see that. But there you go. Twice. Man, I can't even see it. Oh. Right there. Oh, there we go. Twice. You broke market structure. Then you get your nice little dead cat bounce and you fall over. We also had, I believe it was somewhere in this peak, maybe even here, was when pretty sure it was in here, where the El Salvador is buying Bitcoin news broke. Then you got the dump. And everybody's like, I don't understand why we're not super bullish, because El Salvador is saying they're buying Bitcoin. They're going to go put all their whole monetary system on Bitcoin rails and all this stuff. And then and then it ran up, and that's fooled everybody. Because everybody's like, oh, look, now it's going up. Oh. No, I knew we were super bullish off of that El Salvador news. Not so much. Breaking internal structure. So, just the mere fact that this was broken made this continuing higher less likely. And that is why 74K is so important to hold. We need to hold this low. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, the whole dead cat bounce scenario becomes much, much more likely. And we don't want that. If we break FTX anchor 123.24, I totally see 80K. 80K? I think 80K is a given. I think we're taking this low no matter what. This is the only low in question to me. And it's got some relatively equal lows on it. I don't want to go too far. But right now, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. Guys, don't forget tomorrow is Friday, and that means it is Give a Compliment Day. This is what we do here on Lunar Beaches Crypto is we give strangers compliments. Try to do it in person. It makes it a little better. But if you're not going to see anybody tomorrow, maybe hop up in the Discord, my Discord, Alex's Discord, Alexo Crypto's Discord, JR's Discord, or the Piper Academy Discord. Wherever it is, in person, in Discord, somewhere online, doesn't matter. Give someone a compliment. Tell them, oh, I like that chart. That's a nice chart. Even if you think it sucks. No, don't be disingenuous. But do find something that you like about somebody and try to make their day. And because that's what it's all about, man. We want to make people's days, especially like strangers, because you can have more of an impact on someone that wasn't expecting a compliment from someone random, right? And people really enjoy that. But yeah, so go do that. I'm not going to tell you to do any pay it forwards. We're all broke. And yeah, maybe that's why you should pay for it. But no, because I never know how much the car behind me, how much they spent. And I'm just like, no, not doing it. I mean, maybe you could ask, like, how much is the car stuff behind me? But then that makes this whole, then you start to almost feel guilty, make the person behind you feel guilty if they don't want to do it or don't have the money to do it or whatever it is. They're like, oh man, now I feel bad. I'm going to break the chain. Like that kind of backfires. So that's why I don't really like the whole pay it forward thing. Just give someone a compliment. It's that simple. But that's it. You would look sexy shoveling snow. Still waiting. You're never going to see me shoveling snow because it's not snow outside on the ground. It is ice. Okay. Jesus saves. God bless. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Look how bullish Rose is. You guys are just talking about Rose. I am Godspeed. Godspeed to all you bulls. I mean, it is possible. It is possible. I mean, Bitcoin dominance held steady while a bunch of the market sold off. So, meaning you're not seeing rotation in altcoins. I really don't know about Rose being super bullish, but I think maybe it can get one more push, sweep of the highs, and then I just don't like all those. I don't like those lows right now, and it's not impulsive. I just don't. It looks like it could get another push, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. Anyways, I got to get out of here. Love you guys. Thank you all for being here. I do greatly appreciate if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out and subscribing to the channel if you are new, and hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever I create new content when I go live. None of this, nothing on this channel is financial advice. Do your own research and all that good jazz. Yeah. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical weekend, and I will see you all online, I guess. Mad love. God bless. Ride the waves. Bye.
I put on LBC. I put on LBC. Yeah, I put on LBC. Over LBC. I put on LBC. Over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Started with a vision, now we running the game. Charts glow, purple teal, yeah, you know the name. From the beach to the block, we controlling the tide. Every candle that we light, that's a wave we ride. I've been grinding through the night, while the city don't sleep. Putting LBC on maps, taking wins, stacking deep. From the charts to the streets, got the fam in the mix. Every move calculated, yeah, we playing with steel. I put over LBC, over LBC. I put over LBC, over LBC. Wave riders in the building, yeah, they riding with me. Moon guys on my chain, ain't no breaking the team. Crypto hustle late nights, yeah, we stay in the zone. Stacking knowledge, stacking bags, turning charts into gold. Market makers throw shade, but we glow through the rain. Every dip just a test, every loss turns to gain. Got the fam worldwide, but the roots run deep. From the mad I was grind to the LBC streets. This for every wave rider who believed in the dream. We gon' put it on the map, keep it real, reign supreme. Reign supreme, reign supreme, reign supreme. I put over LBC, over LBC.